Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cryptocurrent. Your host here, Richard Carthon. And today, got a very special guest with us. He's been in the crypto space for a while. He's been doing some incredible things. Actually has his own media companies, dropping some podcasts, and is making some really good content to educate people in the space. And as y'all know, we're very big in the education space. We have David Gokhshtein. How you doing today?
What's going on? Pleasure to be on here, Richard. Thank you very much for the invite.
Of course, man. Well, excited to talk to you, learn about all the various things you have going on. Let's start with your background. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Came into this space, I would say, came into blockchain around 2014, heard about it earlier, but I started studying blockchain just because I like the whole concept of decentralization. Decentralization to me is basically bringing trust back into the system. Friend went ahead and threw me some Bitcoin. I didn't really want it, wasn't interested in it when he threw it to me.
Yeah.
Experience, you learn a lot. I wish I would have went ahead and got in earlier, but I got in. But ever since then, I've been educating myself on digital, assets and blockchain technology. And I'm just focused on, and Gokhshtein Media is focused on educating those that want to come into the space, but don't know, where to go to get their information and have it simplified for them. Because many of times we come in here and people are talking and coding C, C++, Python.
Yep.
Nobody understands that coming into this space for the first time. So simplify the process and you help onboard people a lot easier.
No doubt. And I mean, it's aligned with what we're doing here at Cryptocurrent, trying to bridge the gap between people who are thought leaders in space with newbies and affluent people who are just trying to learn and spark some curiosity in the various areas and all the possibilities in the world of crypto and blockchain. You said that your first introduction was your friend giving you Bitcoin, what year was that? And then from that moment, how did you kind of go into the world of blockchain and crypto and decide this is where I want to be?
Around should I say the date? I'm going to go ahead and take, this is the first time, well, it won't be the first time. I pled the fifth on this one. I'll say around the time that I got in, or I would say that right around the time that I started studying Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin, but blockchain technology. Somebody went ahead and said, a really good friend of mine said, "Hey, you should go ahead and take this on." I'm like, "What's wrong with you? I don't want this. It's not. It has no use to me." And I was an idiot. So, but listen, I didn't turn him down. I turned him down the first time, and I did not turn him down the second time.
Yeah,
and thank you. I'm sure he wants him back. So
yeah, I mean, just on that note, man, that same conversation you had with your friend, I feel like I'm having a lot of those conversations with my friends and even people who are just getting into space right now. I really feel that we are at the beginning of something really awesome and really beautiful. And as time goes on, crypto is surviving the test of time, right? Crypto was made in response to the last financial recession back in 2008.
Correct.
And we're heading towards another one. And, at the time of this recording, it's end of 2020. We're about to head to 2021. COVID, everything else going on in the world. If you don't know about it, open up the news. But right now is a great time to be learning about this and getting first introduced to the space, because in this next decade, I really think we are just at the beginning of a much larger market.
Oh, that's for sure. Listen, it's just we're still in the beginning stages of the internet, the way I would go ahead and put it. So this is just this is a baby, but this is a beautiful baby. Crypto, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, you're still early. When people come in and they're like, "Oh, I missed the boat." No, you didn't miss anything. Right. You're still an early adopter here. And that's the beautiful thing. You still have time to go ahead and learn. There's going to be so many opportunities to go ahead and work in this space. So you can go ahead and just dive in, learn as much as you can, do some internships, do some volunteering for projects like I did. And, one day, that resume just fills up and you can go to any project out here and say, "Hey, look, I know how to do this, this, and this," and You'll get paid for it. to be in a space that, I feel, for me personally, this space has, freed me. It's kind of you can use the Matrix analogy. It's like, I took the pill and went down the rabbit hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm happy I did, there's bumps in the road, but like, ultimately, this is the best thing that's ever, I don't want to say the best thing that's ever happened to me, but one of the best things that's ever happened to me is this space. And I appreciate it for freeing my mind. You touched on recession 2008. Obviously that's where, Bitcoin gives birth January 3rd, 2009. And, the people who went ahead and pushed it out there to the point where you have PayPal now buying into, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Right. It's a beautiful thing. It's freed everybody, and it's let everybody have the ability to hold and control their own money. And I was going to touch on it real quick. 2008, obviously the recession hits, but we've been in a recession for a long time, but we've just been putting Band-Aids on everything. 2015, right. 2017, now I'm really good at mathematics. You cannot tell me that 2 + 2 right now equals 4, because right now it's 5 with the way things are going. Stock market hitting 30,000 points. I mean, right. None of this.
Nothing's adding 41, up.
Yeah, nothing. 41 million unemployed.
Like, it's literally like the movie The Big Short, like this giant thing that just doesn't make sense until someone comes and breaks it down. It really feels reminiscent of that. But yeah, please continue.
I mean, Rich, I mean, like you look at this and it's just like, no, I mean, it doesn't. 41 million people unemployed. It doesn't make sense. No. It just, nothing adds up. So yeah, print out more money. We'll go ahead and we'll put another Band-Aid on it. But at some point, the Band-Aid, you're printing out money and you're printing out money. People during COVID, they're home. They're looking at everything. They're like, where's all this money coming from? How is it possible? And I think, I'm sure you'll have questions about this, but I think this is what expedited the process for people, regular people, to get into this space, because they sat home during COVID and they're watching money being printed and they're like, what is going on? Dow Jones is up. I'm unemployed. This one's getting richer. Something's messed up here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the wealth gap, like, and this is what's not really being talked right now. Like, the middle class right now is getting stretched so thin that we're almost eliminating it in a lot of ways, because the equities markets, the way it's set up right now, doesn't make sense. The fact that Dow Jones is hitting, just like you said, hitting all-time high over 30,000, S&P 500 also crushing it right now, and like a lot of it's led by technology and e-commerce and all this other kind of stuff. But like, those aren't people working those jobs. Like the fact that Bezos has almost doubled or tripled in value. A lot of these other big tech giants have all this money, but like, it's not being distributed out to the rest of the country. Like, it doesn't make sense how people, and another piece of this too is just like you said, a lot of people are about to lose if you're unemployed, you're about to lose your benefits unless it gets renewed, and which means we need to print more money, which then causes domino effect. You have a lot of people who haven't been paying their Medicare, so they're going to get hit with that at the beginning of the year. You have a lot of people who haven't been paying their rent or mortgages. It's been forgiven until Jan 1. And then you also have, people haven't been paying their student loans either, and all this other stuff. It's all going to hit at the exact same time, right when you need more money. And it's just, so what do? We put a Band-Aid on it, like you said, print more money. That's why the US dollar right now is going down. And I think crypto is in a very well-positioned place to be a viable option.
I sit back and I'm like, look, the United States, I don't want to, a lot of us have blinders on. So a lot of us will say, Bitcoin's going to take over. It's going to be the global currency. And me, I'm more so like, I have more Bitcoin in my, blockfolio than anything else. But Bitcoin will be a great asset, a great store of value. I don't ever think it will become the global currency. What I see happening is obviously all like Canada, the United States, all the major countries are going to go And, the United States is going to create their digital dollar. They were going to send out everybody a wallet during the first, stimulus package. So, I mean, that's what you're going to have happen. I could see it go ahead and, play against Bitcoin. To me, Bitcoin will be the digital gold moving forward sometime in the near future. When the future comes, I don't know what timeline it'll fit in. I would say 5 to 10 years, you might see that. Listen, big companies are already hedging their money against Bitcoin. So you're going to have that, and you're going to have the digital dollar. Hopefully they come together and that's it. But if they don't, listen, there's small, we forget, like, there's sovereign countries out there, third world countries, that will use Bitcoin for their currency. Yeah. So there's a lot of opportunity out there to, especially for third world countries, to have currency that actually works for them.
100%. It's I call crypto the great equalizer. And, the thing that I always go back to where everything kind of made sense for me, I had a friend who lived in the Philippines who worked at oil and gas, and they were sending their money back to the people, their family in the States. They used to wire the money, but then they would lose 40% of it between like going from currency to currency. And then it would take 5 to 10 business days. And you're losing 40%. He then converted all the money to Bitcoin, would send it. It would take a couple minutes, and it would cost a couple of dollars. How you defend that, right? And like, where in the world do you go where your money is your money? If you go to China, you got to go to the yuan. If you go to Canada, every time you go somewhere, it switches. A Bitcoin is a Bitcoin anywhere. And then like, I had somebody on the show who works with a lot of people that live in Africa, and a lot of African currencies aren't accepted because a lot of them are seen as scams, aren't seen as valid. So a lot of them have been finding ways to switch to Bitcoin and to other cryptos that are seen as a more secure way. And like, now they can have legitimate businesses and whatever. It's just, it is opening up the world to having access to money that's a little bit more secure than local currencies. And that's powerful.
Correct. There's countries that are sanctioned right now, and they're going to find a way of, okay, we're sanctioned. Who cares? We're going to go and use cryptocurrency. Right. Some countries, I hate getting into this, but some countries do deserve to be sanctioned. But then with sanctions comes, poverty, where, innocent people are suffering. They have nothing to do with what's going on, and they're suffering. And cryptocurrency helps them avoid, all these sanctions that are put into the place. So it sucks, man. But you know what? Again, cryptocurrency is the greatest thing on the planet. I mean, it is great. And we go back to it. Like, for third world countries, it's a huge benefit. It is a huge benefit. For me, biggest thing, it just, I have a problem with banks. I really do. I have a problem with, I give my money to a bank, and they take my, let's say, $30,000, and they spread it out, and they make money on it.
Yeah, a lot of money.
At the end of the month, I got to pay them money to have an account with them. Yeah. How does that make sense?
And on top of that, they're paying you like 0.01%.
Correct. So
barely nothing.
I look at it like, okay, I'm unbanking myself. I'm going to hold my own money, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's your favorite XRP. I'm just kidding. I'm just throwing that out there just to mess around. But XRP, because I do believe that XRP has the capability to be a store of value, just like Bitcoin. Whatever cryptocurrency in the top 10 it is, you have the opportunity to hold something, and you can unbank yourself. You can take out money whenever you want. You can send money whenever you want in seconds. You don't have to tell the person that's coming in 4 days. That's the beautiful part about it. Whereas it lays in the bank and it earns you absolutely nothing. Right. So to me, it's about unbanking yourself and having power, getting that power back. And look, the OCC went ahead and passed legislation to where banks can go ahead and hold crypto. Hopefully, that'll build more trust with the banking system. I believe you'll have the CBIs and the Bank of America's, JP Morgans, that'll finally understand that they have to adapt, which they will, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
free up everything and they'll show us everything because they won't be able to hide it anymore.
Right.
And everything will be so transparent that the trust will come back. But until that happens, I will go ahead and prefer to hold it in crypto.
Yeah, until you force someone's hand, they're not going to change because it benefits them. Like, why would they? And you're looking at a disruptor that hasn't been disrupted since the beginning of time, right?
We are disruptors, all of us.
Exactly. Especially if you're listening to this right now, you're getting more knowledge on this and just finding various ways to get involved. I mean, that's the beauty of it. You know, one of the things I look into, even when you're talking about crypto, yeah, we're talking about banking the unbanked, having access to capital, but then also you have other things where you can like go and create art. You can create non-fungible tokens. You can go and create all of these things on the blockchain that just give you greater access to even like decentralized world, like Decentraland. You know, the fact or crypto voxel. You have these digital worlds where you can go buy these like digital things, put them in there, and at what point in life, other than like the last internet, the .com bubble, right? When people were making all these new creative things and like, oh, that's just a fad, whatever. But when it caught up and the ones that really put in the legwork and the ones that survived are thriving. And I really feel like there are some crypto companies, whether you want to call them a cryptocurrency, a platform, or whatever it is, all under the umbrella of cryptocurrency. There are some really major, awesome companies out there and some that aren't really discovered yet. But the ones who survive in this next decade are going to be massive. And it would behoove you to do some research and to look into these opportunities and to tune in to both, you know, me and David's content that we're putting out there, because we're going to give you the insights to be aware of this stuff. And it's very empowering. And, you know, on that, I just wanted to ask you, you know, you said with Gokhshtein Media that you do some education, and like the issue that you ran into is the same one I ran into. Like when I tried to get education when I first got in, everyone was talking very technical. Are they very high pie in the sky? This is going to help you get rich quick. And here's, I'm a crypto millionaire, blah, blah, blah. And like, I wanted to sift through all that and just be real with it and say it in such a way that anyone could comprehend it. So like what, you know, is that kind of what pulls you into it? And like, how are you presenting the information?
I was born in Brooklyn. So I'm going to say that if you came to Brooklyn and you started speaking C, C++, C++, somebody would have told you to go, and I'm not going to finish that line because I don't know if this is a PC show or rated R, and I don't want you to lose monetization. So at the end of the day, look, my job is real easy. Like Gokhshtein Media, my job is easy. Like I go out there, I'm talking to regular people out there in the street, out in colleges, companies, just breaking it down, simplifying the process, not talking in code. Like I'm just saying, like, look, this is what it is. You can go ahead and own your money. Like it's like you can hold your money. Like you can hold your money. Here's a wallet. Download this wallet. It's so simple, and you rule it. And here are the benefits. And this is why we need blockchain. And people get it. Like it's so simple. And when you simplify it, people understand it. And then they want to go to the next level. Now, if somebody wants to go ahead and educate themselves on coding and, you know, becoming a dev, great. Not my job. I do have that on the website. Not my job, though, to go ahead and push you into that direction. You want to learn, not a problem. Look, I'm the CMO for Pat Global. I'll hit you with one of these things where like Apple and Google control our data. Pat Global will give you the ability to go ahead and literally take back your data. Like you own it. Why have somebody else own your data? So very, very, very big on that. Like having control of your own data is that's everything. Yeah. They have that. It leaks somewhere. Somebody has your social. That's not how it's supposed to work. And they profit on it. So again, it keeps all this stuff keeps everybody honest. And look, I'm really like, I've done like so many interviews and I'm always repetitive. I'm excited about this space. I'm excited about the direction that we're going in. I'm excited that young people are getting into it because yourself, I'm sure you're pretty young. I'm still there. I got a bunch of, friends that are young. We constantly talk. And, 3 years ago, I was being told that I'm a nut job. And in 2020, sitting at a dinner table, everybody is asking me which wallet I should download and where I should go ahead and buy Bitcoin. And that's the beautiful part. It takes time, but sooner or later, people start to say, you know what, let me look into this.
Right. And at that point, you're then the thought leader and you're the one who has created this way and this path to get everyone up to speed a lot faster because you've endured it yourself and you can give them the quick, here's how you do X, Y, Z. Another quick question I want to ask you is just, with everything going on in the market, and we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but like, where do you see the future of crypto and blockchain going, whether it's in the short term, let's call it 2021, or let's call it the next decade?
I think it's just 10 years from now, everything the biggest thing is it's to get the small businesses to learn about blockchain. Like, I'm going to speak from the United States standpoint. Small businesses run this country.
Yep.
So I would love, and I can't wait to see the small business go in and integrate blockchain into their day-to-day operations, because that'll just lead to more ROI. Right. That's where I see it, because blockchain's not regulated. Blockchain isn't what's regulated in the United States. It's the digital asset itself. So, right. And hopefully within a year, I hope sooner, but I hope a year and 2 years, that'll also be not, it's time to, let go. Don't regulate it. The more you regulate something, the more somebody's going to want to use it. So listen, like I said in the beginning, I don't think that the US dollar is going anywhere. It might be worth 6 cents right now. I get it, but I don't think it's going anywhere at this current moment, or at least for the next 10 years. I don't believe it will. I think they'll come out with a digital dollar and, we'll settle on that. But there's a, cryptocurrency and blockchain technology right now. I see it going more towards sovereign countries. I see it helping those third world countries that are really in need of help. Really, They really, really need the help. I'm talking about, exactly which nations I'm talking about.
For sure. And, it's going to be adopted, it's going to be used, and it's just more viable as an option, as a source of currency, as a way of transferability as well. But, among everything, David, I appreciate you coming and joining and having this conversation with me. I think you've dropped a lot of good nuggets, but, what is a final thought that you want to leave with everyone listening here today?
Think outside of the box. Think outside of the box. I really hope that those that do go in and, now go in and invest into Bitcoin or into anything into the altcoin market, the bull market's coming. A lot of people are going to make a lot of gains. Make sure that you hire a financial advisor, and make sure that you do not go and become reckless with your money and start buying Bentleys and Lamborghinis and all that stuff. The ultimate goal is you want freedom. This is going to give you that freedom. Now turn that money into passive income. I'm talking about get into real estate, look for things that appreciate and don't depreciate. And when I say depreciate, cars depreciate, people.
Very
and it
fast.
Doesn't look cool when you're like pushing, a $250,000 car that's worth $50,000 to the gas station with $1 in your pocket. So buy useless shit with passive income.
There you go. All right. You heard it here first. Well, David, again, really appreciate your time. What are ways that people can connect with you and learn more about everything that you have going on?
Guys, you can connect with me on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'll even dance for you on TikTok, Gokhshtein.com. Yeah, it's the new trend, right? The Renegade, yes, or whatnot. But Gokhshtein.com, our new site is coming out. If you're watching, it's December 2nd, 2020. Our site will be out within 2 to 3 weeks. All education. We'll have Richard on. hopefully on my podcast, the Gokhshtein Unfiltered podcast, which is tonight at 9 p.m. And I do appreciate Richard's time here for bringing me on. I was late to the party, so I do apologize.
All good, man. Well, thank you for joining. Look forward to hopefully being on your show soon. And for everyone listening, stay cryptocurrent. Hey, cryptocurrent crew. You asked and we delivered. We have received multiple requests for access to cool crypto and blockchain projects that you could use immediately. Well, we have recently launched our partnerships page. If you go to our website and go to the partnerships tab, you'll be able to see multiple companies that have partnered with us to not only give you access to the cool products that they have to offer, but then also give you cool discounts to get started today. So please go to our website, go to the partnerships tab, and check out the various partners that we have today. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information on today's episode and all of our episodes, please visit us at www.crypto-current.co. You can also find a link in the show notes. Want to stay up to date in the latest news in cryptocurrency? Sign up for our newsletter today. You'll receive daily emails Monday through Friday that are personalized and curated content specific to you and your interest, powered by artificial intelligence. You can either go to our show notes or go to our website to sign up today. Are you an accredited investor looking to invest in cryptocurrency? Crescent City Capital can help. Go to crescentcitycapital.com for more information. I don't know if you've noticed, but the quality of our podcast each week are improving. I can only thank my amazing producer, Andrew DeRitter with DeRitter Productions, who has been putting all of this together. If you have any podcast, music, or audio needs, please go to DeRitterProductions.com. That's DERITTER Productions.com.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Cryptocurrent with Richard Carthon. We'll be back with more exciting developments from the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency next week. But until then, stay cryptocurrent.